Hey, it's Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we're going to be traveling all the way back to 1972 to listen to Movement for the Common Man by the incredible Styx. And this one comes from Styx, their first studio album. The piece is broken into 4 sections: Children of the Land, Street Collage, Fanfare for the Common Man, and Mother Nature's Matinee. It appears to be discussing the trials and troubles of the human experience, especially with young people, and ends on a beautiful note with a divine scene amongst nature's serenity. Wow, so excited for this one. It's a long one. I love when songs are broken into multiple sections. I hear there's a lot of keys here, so most likely gonna love it. Let's go. Hello, progginess.
I'm a depression baby, and I remember the WPA. They could just start the same thing again and get those people out working there. Why not? Is it too menial for somebody to sweep the street?
And if,
like they want to.
And if you're getting enough money where you don't have to work, let's face it, who wants to work?
There's no reason why anybody.
I thought they'd be singing all this part. Nice surprise.
I had one fella get in. No offense to you, gentlemen. We had long hair and beard. And I told him, he had better go home and take a bath. He had BO so bad it was terrible. I said, you might be educated, but did your parents tell you to go dirty?
Seed latest issue. Heart of seed. Chicago seed.
Kids nowadays, that's the whole thing. Too much money. They got too much money. They don't have to go out and struggle and work for things that, like when I was growing up, had to do. And I was lucky if I got a job delivering hats at a hat store for 25 cents per hat. Too much money today is with the young kids. Everything is handed to them, and that's why they are the way they are.
And the payoff has arrived. Ooh, that strum. Dennis.
On carpets of blue, cascades of water are flowing endlessly. In the morning light, we spent our holiday. In the morning, at Mother Nature's matinee. In the morning, at Mother Nature's matinee. In the morning, at Mother Nature's matinee.
I didn't say wow finally at the end there. I think the smile spoke for itself. Back to the beginning. That was an incredible ride. So in the beginning, I'm getting a lot of 60s rock vibe with the guitar especially. You know, we're pretty close to the 60s still, 1972. So not a huge surprise. Kind of like a transition from 60s to 70s rock. It's a nice fusion there. Kind of a straightforward rock vibe so far. Loving it. And I definitely hear a little Beatles in there. Maybe more than a little. Nice to hear James Young again on vocals in all of his rock scratch glory. You know, I think his vocals dominated most of the song. They were great. Tons of guitar. You know, one of the biggest stars of this one, of course. I love the first amazing double electric guitar solo playing in harmony. That was amazing. It was kind of pouncy, bouncy, just full of energy. I guess I forgot to write it down, but later in the song we got a second big rapid electric guitar solo. It was stellar. It was all over the place, very memorable. So thank you so much, James and John, for all your guitar work in this song. Of course, Styx is another band, one of many on my channel that have long songs, and those longer ones are always full of top song moments. No exception here, like the next section that we come up to, this pouncy, zippy, snappy drum and percussion solo section. It's the best way I can describe it. Really unique sounds happening on both sides above me. It was very cool. Then we slow down for a bit, a nice break. Suddenly I'm swimming, floating in this thick instrumentation. I was kind of moving along with it. A really nice feeling, really great sounds. Then we pick up a bit. I'm noticing this is quite a different vibe than the later Styx that I'm used to. I've heard many now on the channel. We are in the beginning, so it makes sense that there was an evolution, and this is quite, or at least somewhat different than their later work. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm hearing touches of Deep Purple in that first section, so, you know, I'll go with that. Anyway, on to the next section. Wow, That was a surprise. Spoken vocals throughout the whole section. It's just a couple of minutes long. Didn't expect that. I thought they'd be singing because, I read the lyrics beforehand. I thought those two gentlemen would be singing those lyrics. But hey, it was a nice break in the song, a nice break from all the big energy of the first song. And wow, highly unusual. I'm trying to think, have I ever heard a song where in the middle of the song they use like 2 minutes of spoken dialogue? I can't recall anything. If so, it's very rare. Yes, they'll speak a few words here and there, maybe a minute or less of words, but a full-on section of dialogue, so interesting and quite experimental, I would say. Then quickly on to the next section. Wow, that was amazing. One of the most unexpected sections, the way they took the song and transformed it. Fanfare, of course, wall of guitars right there in my head. It felt like I was literally hearing and feeling the voltage of the guitars in my head. Such a unique experience. You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure, if you know the song. Then I think it was in this section where the keys really arrive. Yes, there was some great moments earlier, but just bright, awesome key melodies filling my head, filling my soul. Thank you, Dennis, for all the stunning keyboard work in this song. Such a nice groove in parts of this section. I love the coasting feeling we were getting. That was actually happening in many sections. I kept doing that. Amazing stuff. I love that feeling, coasting, floating, etc. And then the final section, the payoff. Wow. My favorite section for sure. I was waiting for it. It fully delivered. We start with this kind of soft, it sounded like a recorder. I don't think it was a flute. I'm sure it was done on keys. That melody was beautiful, simple, joyful, warm and bright, just like the lyrics. Add John's beautiful acoustic guitar. I love some good acoustic guitar strums. We got them here. Chuck's warm bass was incredible. And then this beautiful expressive piano, not too up front, just at the right level. Wow. And then I think it's the first time that Dennis appears vocally in the song. He just rounded out all that beauty with some gorgeous vocals. Some of his best vocals, for me at least. He sounded, younger. Of course, he was younger, but so powerful. Just great tone, a nice little vibrato there. Wow, lots of passion. And I also love that great final falsetto note by Dennis in that section. That music truly represents those beautiful lyrics about nature. And I like that we end on a big, powerful coda. Seems like they brought back several of the musical elements from earlier on. I know I recognize them. It was a grand finale feel. Felt like they pulled out all the stops instrument-wise. Wow, very powerful. Great to end on a high note. So due to that glorious fourth section, the other top moments in the other sections that I mentioned, and of course all their masterful delivery right out of the gate, right from their first album, so impressive. All that and more is getting this one the Double Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, for Movement for the Common Man by Styx, 1972. So thank you so very much for this awesome song, this awesome ride. Dennis DeYoung, James Young, John Kurulewski, Chuck Panozzo, and John Panozzo. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. If you wish to chat about this one, I would love to know what you think. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.